here to try and sort out my marriage.
I'm here because the judge said I have to go through marriage counseling before he would grant my divorce and give me full custody of my child.
I have always said this and I am saying it again. The fact that you knocked each other off doesn't mean you should get married. There's this new movie currently showing on Omoniobolitv here on YouTube called After a Night in July, and it features Eso Dike as Charles and Uche Montana as Ellen. I love seeing those two on screen. I believe they share a very good chemistry. So whenever I see them on a thumbnail for a movie, I'm like, click, let's watch it. And I really didn't regret watching this movie. It follows the story of this couple who got married because the lady got pregnant. It was actually a one night stand. I think they were drunk. The lady, Ellen, was supposed to be engaged to somebody else. She got drunk, got in bed with Charles. They had sex, and months after, she discovered that she was carrying. A couple of months later, she discovered that she was carrying Charles's baby. They decided to keep the baby. It's like, oh, I actually find you attractive. I like you. I think we should keep this baby and get into a relationship or something of that sort. I don't think they properly dated. And then months after they discovered that she was pregnant, Charles decided to propose to her because he wanted to get married to her before they had their baby. And 8 months after they got married, Ellen is filing for a divorce. Saw them go through like the first month, the second month, the third month of the marriage up until the 8th month, and we're taking on a journey to see how things unfolded, what panned out, and how they arrived, or how Ellen arrived at the point where she's like, okay, just all of this, I'm throwing all of this away. I really don't want this. I don't want to be with this person anymore. And she's of the opinion that, Charles got married to her because a baby got involved, that if there was not a baby in the picture, they would not even be together in the first place. And she's fine being a single mom, but she doesn't want to be in the marriage anymore. And I think one thing that really, really pushed her to make that decision was the fact that she found her husband, Charles, in bed with his ex, Laurel. But according to Charles, there's no explanation behind it. They had a drink or two at the office. He doesn't know how he found himself in the hotel room. He doesn't even know how she got the address to the hotel. So like there was a lot of fishy movement and arrangements behind the scene, and it was probably put together in order to ruin their marriage and all of those things. They wanted to start the divorce process, and when on getting to court, they were told that they cannot easily dissolve a marriage that is below 2 years, and explain all the divorce necessities and requirements to them, and told them that before they will be advised to proceed with their divorce, they should actually go for counseling. Saw them go to a counselor who spoke them through all their issues, and then we started to discover all the things that had happened in the past month and what led up to the decision that Ellen made. We saw that at the beginning, Charles is a gift giver. I think his love language is gift giving. He always comes up with these expensive gifts for Ellen. And Ellen, who has been a lady who has had to work for every penny she had to spend in her life from the age of 12, she didn't feel comfortable receiving those expensive gifts. Bear in mind that these people were not dating before the old baby thing happened. So their first year of marriage was like their first year of dating. It was like they were still seeing each other. So imagine somebody you're still getting to know, like your talking stage, buying you expensive gifts, giving you tickets to Maldives, saying you should get a chef, saying you can use this card to do whatever, saying, oh, I need your account number, let's have a joint account. All of that was happening too fast and too much for her, and she was getting overwhelmed, and she just didn't want to be a part of it anymore. It didn't feel comfortable, and she just felt like a burden. And later on, we found out that, okay, something had happened in her past with regards to her mom that made her feel not entitled to other people's money, and she had like this street rule that she wasn't going to be entitled to anybody's money or feel comfortable spending other people's money. I liked the chemistry between both of them. Like I already said, they share great on-screen chemistry. I also appreciated Eso Dike's character. You could see him struggle to bring her on board. Like, I like this woman. I want her to be comfortable with me. I want her to spend my money comfortably. His ex happened to be a person that would spend 5 million naira or on different kind of bags, different color of bags, and be confused on which one to take or use for an outing. It went from having a girlfriend that spent extravagantly to somebody who is like, oh, I don't want to spend your money. And if he persuades her to even use his card, she sends like a breakdown of how much she spends to him, and it's like, what? This is ridiculous. You're my wife. Why do you feel the need to do all of these things? Like, you're working on eggshells around me. You're super big. You have your guard up. You're super careful. And it was so bad that she was trying to look for a job and she didn't want him to put in a word for her in the market out there that, okay, my wife is starting a firm. She even started up her own firm without letting him know. So all of these things were like a build up to the point where they got to where they were like, okay, I think this marriage isn't working. I mean, it was solely Ellen. Charles was still willing to push through, give it a try and all of those things, but Ellen was just willing to walk away because she didn't feel comfortable. It was too new and it was too rushed for her. Like I said, I liked Eso Dike's character. You could see in his eyes, you could see in his actions, the emotions, that he was feeling overwhelmed, like he was feeling sad and sorry for his wife, but he really wanted her to feel comfortable and come on board with him. And I liked how he was able to depict that with his acting and his character. Uche Montana as Ellie was also very believable. I sort of saw myself in her one way or another, and I could understand her not wanting to spend people's money, not wanting to be entitled to anybody's money, or not wanting to be indebted. But especially when they didn't have the opportunity to go through that whole phase of dating, making mistakes, learning each other's habits, each other's pet peeves, and all of those things. Like, they were fighting over the silliest things. They were having like arguments and uncomfortable like stares and glances on, oh, you moved my chair, you moved my shirt, you rearranged my wardrobe, you're buying me gifts all the time. Or I don't know what to buy him. He gets me expensive gifts. I cannot get him the same expensive gifts that he gets me. Even like money matters, money issues, having a joint account, her finding a job after birth, them talking about spacing of the child, like, oh, when next are we getting pregnant? Are we using protection? Like, there were just a lot of things that they didn't have the opportunity to discuss prior to the marriage that they now started having issues over after the marriage. And I liked that this movie shed light on, couples that didn't have the opportunity to explore each other, to learn about each other, to go in a relationship, go on dates, make mistakes, watch each other, observe each other, look at each other's mistakes and habits and learn from it and try and maybe correct the person or adapt to the person. So I like that this movie shared the light on couples that have had their story written like that. Of course, with Omoniobolitv, I mean, with most YouTube movies we get these days, the set design was actually really good. It actually suits like the lifestyle that of these people that they were trying to depict in the movie, which I really like. It was tastefully done. Of course, Uche Montana came through with her wigs, her dresses. She looks really nice. Eso Dike was able to carry himself very well. He had this masculine and this manly feel and courage, which I really appreciated. And I think the story hits home. The story was able to deliver its message. It didn't drag. The movie was for an hour 15 minutes and it didn't drag. I enjoyed every bit of it. I feel like it delivered the message it set out to deliver. And even though we had like 7 characters in this movie and 2 main lead characters, the movie was still very enjoyable and very believable. So if you are yet to see the movie After a Night in July, I think you should go check it out. It's on Omoniobolitv here on YouTube. I'll leave a link to the movie in the description box. I hope I remember. If you've seen the movie, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. I think you enjoy it. If you love movies that talk about marriage issues, relationship issues, and just the reality of life in that aspect, if you love Omonioboli movies, if you're a fan of Eso Dike or Uche Montana or both, then you definitely enjoyed watching this movie. I'll definitely be rating this movie a solid 3.5 over 5 because I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it just might be something I would watch again if I want to watch something with friends or loved ones. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section if you've seen the movie. In case you just seen my face, I am Ronke Suyi. I talk about movies, web series, and TV shows. And in case you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back to watch my videos. Please like, subscribe, and share the video. Bye guys.